Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Now, who was at our Roebuck meeting on the 18th of June last year? Give show of hands if you were there. Oh, come up nicely.
Maybe.
Some people are admitting to being there that weren't there.
What happened?
It wasn't memorable because you can't remember. But I do know who was there. There was Bridget, Bernice, Jenny, Jane, Russell, Prasanna, Liz and Richard, because I looked it up. The rest of you didn't see the start of this project, so I've got to give you some information about it. Who thinks from this club that we have a vibrant and amiable club? Who thinks we've got a vibrant and amiable club? Yeah, mixed feelings. Yeah, now most people think we have. Great, okay, great. Well, first of all, let me thank the committee for helping us to achieve this. So that's Richard, Russell, Baz, Bernice, Prasanna and Jenny. And of course, give yourselves all a big round of applause, because without active members we wouldn't have that. But it does all start, every club starts with the committee. It does start with the committee. And later I'm going to tell you how that's relevant to this speech. But first of all, let me tell you a little bit about the Advanced Leaders Silver Award that I've been working towards and how the high performance leadership fits in with the Advanced Leaders Silver. So let's take the Advanced Leaders Silver, the ALS. There's three things you've got to do to achieve it, assuming you've already got Advanced Leader Bronze or the old Competent Leader Award, which I have, thank goodness. So I'm working towards the ALS. The first thing is you have to be a district officer for a full term of 1 year, 1st July to the 30th of June. I've done that a couple of years ago as area governor. You have to be involved in starting a new club. Well, we're sitting in it. So I was helping, work with some other people to help start this club. So yeah, we seem to be doing ticks tonight, don't we? Tick. And then you need to have done the high performance leadership. So let's see, what is the high performance leadership which I've been working towards? The high performance leadership is all explained in a manual that's that long that you have to work through. It's like a workbook. You have to sort of fill in projects as you go along and have meetings with people. But essentially, it helps to teach you how to work a project as a leader and encourage other people to do your work for you. Yeah, this is my sort of project, really. You can be lazy, essentially. But that's what it is. That's what it is. It's about encouraging other people, and it tells you a method of doing this. So, for me, and we'll talk about that method in a minute, how that works. But you have to get a vision, a mission statement, some core values, and then an action plan. That's the essence of what this gets you to do. So, what was my high performance leadership program? Why was I talking about the committee? And why was I saying, have we got a vibrant club? Well, because my project was about, as president, when we were starting a new committee, it was about getting a new committee to be successful and up and running properly without the president getting involved in doing other people's jobs, which, to be fair, in the past with a new club, that tended to happen because people didn't know what they were doing. So the president tended to do it, but I didn't want to do that. We've got a committee and that's what their job was, so that was what it was all about. My core values, having gone through the mission and the vision, was to, that each person on the committee was to know their role and what every other member was trying to achieve. To understand what needs to be done, and so to help the club to grow, and from this have a vibrant and well-led club leading to strong meetings for members, in turn giving education opportunities. Well, you've all ticked that we're having vibrant meetings and blah blah blah. So that's great. It seems like we've achieved some of these things. But the project, now what did I learn from this project? When you do a project like this, it's a learning experience. It's not just about going through it, you've got to get this done. Because some of the people that when we do the competent leader, we just get ticked because it's signed off. Well, you can't do that with the high performance leadership. You've got to really understand what you're doing. You've got to work your way through it. So, what did I learn? Well, first of all, for me, when I worked on projects, because I come from an IT background before I got into recruitment, so when I did a project, it was about critical path. It was about understanding what you had to do to get from A to B. But this taught me about having a vision, having a mission statement. these core values. I've never done this before. Instead of having a linear approach, you had these things at the front and then a action plan which went down this way, so other people could work their way forward rather than you. So I didn't know that, so it helped me to learn more about delegation in a leadership role. What challenges did we face certainly during those first 3 months that we were working on the project? Well, I don't know if you remember, we were in the Roebuck for 14 meetings actually, but then it all went wrong and we had to find a new venue. So with Russell's help and some other people, and then Stepanka came in and said, we can get Allenbridge. So we moved to Allenbridge. And within 4 meetings, we found out we weren't going to be able to stay there because they were going to pull the funding. So then we moved again with, Russell and I got back onto a sort of a subject, worked hard, and we managed to find ourselves here. So that was a bit of a nightmare. Our first committee meeting was a disaster. It was unmitigated. My idea was people were going to tell me what they were going to do, but they didn't. I learned that sometimes you have to work with people and help them to allocate time and work some leadership with them, because it was a disaster. We didn't really get that on our first meeting. We had to go back and kind of do that afterwards. Yeah, we had a few things. I learned a few things about how to do it with that one. I think I learned a little bit about leadership on the project, quite a lot about leadership. I learned the benefit of delegation, and I learned about shared ownership of problems, because you don't own the problem yourself. You get other people to own the problem. They help you to achieve success. I certainly learned about how to develop a team and nurture people going forward. Taking a step back, it's hard sometimes to take a step back, but let other people, maybe make a mistake and then learn from their mistake and move forward. I think I learned that I could improve in motivating and persuading people, but I also learned that no amount of motivating can get people to do something they don't want or don't have time to do, and it's impossible. That's not going to happen. So now, the question is, am I a better leader? Well, the answer is, it's probably not for me to say, because I'll delegate that question to the committee to answer. Thank you.